Hello everyone, in this video we will be discussing address sequencing in microprogram control. Before discussing address sequencing, let us recall the following. What is the function of control unit? Second one, two implementation approaches of control unit, and third one, terminologies related to microprogram control unit. These three will discuss and then we'll move to address sequencing. Well, what is the function of control unit? The function of control unit, is that to initiate sequence of micro operations through control signal. Here, initiating the sequence of micro operation involves activating registers involved in the micro operation, followed by enabling the circuit that perform micro operation. Well, we'll understand this clearly with an example. Let us take example add R1 R2. Now for this particular micro operation, control unit will generate control signal. Now this control signal initiate the sequence of micro operation. Now how it will initiate the sequence of micro operation? What actually happens? So this initiation of sequence of micro operation involves activating the corresponding registers of the given micro operation. In our example, R1 and R2, and followed by enabling the micro operation, in our case add. So this is what the initiating the sequence of micro operation, right? Now we'll see second one, control signals are generated by control unit, right? So we all know control signals are generated by the control unit. Now this control unit can be implemented by using two approaches. First one is hardwired control, and second one is that micro programmed control. In hardwired control, control signals are generated by hardware circuit. In the case of microprogrammed control, control signals are generated by microprogram. So here we are not concerned about this particular hardwired control, okay, and we are very much concerned about microprogram control. Now we'll understand what is microprogram, right? So this microprogram generates control signal. This is very, very important. This microprogram generate control signals, right? Okay, now what is this microprogram? Microprogram is a set of micro instructions, right? So micro instruction, first micro instruction, second micro instruction, micro symbol mu is denoted by micro instruction 1, micro instruction 2. Now this is what the micro program. Now micro instruction is also known as control word, right? So it is also known as control word. Okay, now what is this control word? Control word is a series of ones and zeros. Of course, every micro instruction is a sequence of or series of ones and zeros, right? So where these micro instructions or control words get stored, these particular micro instructions or control words are stored in control memory, right? So this is micro instruction 1, micro instruction 2, micro instruction 3, up to so on micro instruction n. So set of micro instruction, this particular set is called one particular microprogram. In control memory there exist one or more microprograms, right? Now we'll understand sequencer. Now what is this sequencer? Sequencer controls the address sequencing of control memory. What does it mean? Let us take control memory, right? This is a control memory. Micro instruction 1, micro instruction 2, micro instruction 3, so on up to micro instruction n. For every micro instruction there will be address 0 0 0 0 0 0. There will be address 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0. Like this there will be an address, right? So initially the CAR is a register that stores the first micro instruction address. What is the first micro instruction address? 0 0 0. This is what the first micro instruction address. Once first micro instruction get executed, now what happens? CAR value gets incremented by 1. As soon as one micro instruction gets executed, the CAR value gets incremented by 1. Now this is called as address sequencing. Right? Let us understand another terminology called routine. What is routine? Routine is group of micro instructions. Group of micro instructions. See here, for a given micro operation, or computer instruction. See, micro operation or computer instruction, both are same, right? For a given micro operation or computer instruction, there exist the following routines. Very important, following routines. First one, fetch routine, decode routine. Third one, micro program routine of the micro operation. We'll understand with an example. For add micro operation, the following routines will exist. First one, fetch routine. Second one, decode routine. And third one, micro program routine for add micro operation. For add micro operation. For every micro operation or computer instruction, there exists its own micro program routine. That is, see, if we have for add micro operation, there exists fetch, decode and its own add micro program routine. Fetch routine, for add fetch routine, decode routine and add micro program routine. For example, let us take another instruction, subtraction. There exists a fetch routine, decode routine and subtraction micro routine. So this is what the routines available for each micro operations. Now we'll see address sequencing. Sequencer controls address sequencing of the control memory. This we have already seen, how sequencer controls the address sequence of the control memory by using CAR. How it will do? For each micro instruction execution, what happens? CAR value gets incremented by 1. Now this is called address sequencing, right? Now this particular sequencer has got another capability. What is that capability? Not only address sequencing by incrementing the CAR value by 1, it has got another capability. What is that capability? The sequencer has the capability of branching from one routine to another routine. That is, from last instruction of fetch routine to first instruction of decode routine. At the end of decode routine, sequencer branches to where its corresponding microprogram routine of the micro operation. If the micro operation is add micro operation, then where sequencer branches to the add microprogram subroutine, right? Now what happens when add microprogram routine completes, the sequencer branches to where? The sequencer branches to fetch routine. Yes, fetch routine of what? Of the next micro operation. If the next micro operation is subtraction micro operation, what happens? The sequencer branches to the fetch routine of the next micro operation. So this particular branching, how this branching happens? This branching can be achieved by using unconditional branch micro instruction. How branching is happened? By using branch micro instruction. This branch micro instruction is unconditional, right? Now see here, in a given micro instruction, certain bits are used to initiate the micro operation, right? Remaining bits are used to generate address of the next micro instruction. Now this particular process is called as what? Address sequencing. Very, very important. In a given micro instruction, certain bits are used to initiate the micro operation and remaining bits are used to generate the next micro instruction address. Now this particular thing is called as address sequencing, right? Now this particular address sequencing in a control memory is done by 4 ways. Very, very important. How many ways? 4 ways. First way is incrementing the CAR by 1. Now what happens here? Here the sequencing of micro instruction happens within the routine. Now what happens here? Incrementing by 1 means if first micro instruction execution is done means what happens? CAR value gets incremented by 1, right? This is what the sequencing of micro instruction within the routine. Now second way is that branching to other routine using conditions. This is called as conditional branching. This is called as which branching? Conditional branching. if control branches to other routine using condition means conditional branching. Sometimes branching to other routine happens without any conditions, then that is called as unconditional branching. Now where did we see unconditional branching? As soon as fetch routine last micro instruction gets completed, now what happens? We are directly branching to the decode routine first micro instruction, right? Decode routine first micro instruction. Now this is called as unconditional branching. Third way is mapping process. This mapping process is used when we want to branch to microprogram routine of the micro operation. See here, this is very, very important. Third way is mapping process, when we want to branch to the microprogram routine of the micro operation. Now how this mapping process happens? See here, if the opcode is 0010, right? If 0010 is, let us take add is a 0010. This is what the add micro operation opcode. This is what the opcode of add micro operation, right? So in mapping process, what happens? This all zeros comes as it is, right? 0010, right? So here 2 zeros will be added, here 2 zeros will be added, and here 1 0 will be added, and this particular thing is address of the first micro instruction of add microprogram. So this particular process is called as mapping process, right? So using this particular address, the sequencer will branch us to the address of the first micro instruction of the add microprogram. This is what the third sequencing. And finally, fourth sequencing is that subroutine call and return. When routine is getting executed, now this is routine, it is getting executed. When subroutine comes, now what happens? Here CAR value will be pointed. Now what happens? This CAR value will be something 00010, this particular value. Now what happens? I want to move to subroutine. Now this is what the subroutine. Now what happens? This particular CAR value will be this particular address of the first micro instruction of subroutine is 000, right? So the CAR value will be given to SBR, subroutine register 00010, and the CAR value will get updated by 0000. As soon as subroutine gets completed, now what happens? The SBR value will be again given to what? CAR. Now what happens here? 00010. Now control comes to here. Now it gets executed. Now this is what the fourth way of address sequencing, right? Now we'll understand address sequencing by using figure. See here, address sequencing can be done by 4 ways. By using 4 ways. See here. First way is address sequencing by incrementing the CAR value by 1. See here, I am taking this CAR value, I am giving to the incrementer, and from incrementer to where it is going? It is going here. Now this is the first way. Now what is that second way? Second way is branching. See here, branch. Here I have already told you that branch address I am giving to where? Here, multiplexer. Now this is the second way. See here, I have already told you that certain bits are used to generate the next address of the micro instruction. So I am taking these are the bits used to generate the next address. So that's why these particular bits are branch address. So that's why I am giving to the multiplexer. This is second way. Now third way is not the third way. In the within branch only another branching is there, that is conditional branching. So in this particular, there are certain bits, those bits are given to the branch logic. What are those bits? Status bits. So conditional bits, these conditional bits are given to the branch logic. So this branch logic takes these particular conditions and again gives to the here multiplexer. Now this is what the second way. And third way. Now what is the third way? Third way is, I have already told you that instruction code opcode 000, right? Suppose I want to generate a what? The corresponding opcode microprogram first instruction address. So for that what I'll do? I'll take zeros as it is and I'll keep zeros as it is and I'll add 2 zeros. Now I'll generate a 7-bit address. Now this particular thing is called as mapping process. So this particular mapping logic will do like this. So that will be given. Okay, alright. So this is what the third one. Now fourth one, I have already told that subroutine call and return. So what happens? The initial and the current CAR value will be given to the SBR, and current CAR value is 000, and the CAR value will get updated by the subroutine address. Subroutine address is 0010, right? So this is what the thing. So incremented value has been given to the subroutine register. Now as soon as subroutine gets completed, what happens? This subroutine value will be given back to the CAR. That's why again it will be given back to the multiplexer to give the CAR. See why I have used multiplexer? See here, how many ways are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 ways are there. So among those 4 ways, this multiplexer will select only one way based on the situation. So that's why I have used multiplexer. So for 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs, only one output I require. That's why I have used multiplexer. So one output will come based on the situation and it will be given to the CAR. Now this CAR will be given will be pointed control memory, right? So this is what the address sequencing in control memory, right? In the next video, we'll discuss micro program example.